Hey there, Pisces. Welcome to your reading for mid-June 2025. We are going to jump right in here. You have this Panther spirit. It says reclaim your power. And you also have this Mouse spirit. It says tend to the small things. I think both are really good for you for the rest of the summer, really. And what I would say is that it's a great time to reclaim your power. I think that it's a good time for Pisces to pay attention to the small things in the sense that you keep things simple. I actually would be careful of getting, too caught up into the tiny little details, especially this month, Pisces. The North Node is in your sign, the South Node is in Virgo. The problem with details is the South Node in Virgo, right? Sometimes with the South Node in Virgo, we can try to be too perfect or we can focus too much on the little details, and we need to be careful of over perfectionism with the South Node in Virgo. But sorry, I'm choking now. That includes paying attention to the small details. So I would be careful of that. But at the same time, I think what that card is saying is keep things simple. You start with the King of Swords, the Four of Wands, and the Seven of Swords in your current general energies for the middle of the month. The King of Swords is great for reclaiming your power. The King of Swords has a lot of knowledge and wisdom, and he uses his knowledge and wisdom to create a lot of success in his life. I do kind of feel this is talking about, all the things that you've been learning, everything you've been going through for years, and using that for success. And I definitely would be. I do think that going this way, we go down to the Temperance card to the Queen of Wands. The Temperance card is like alchemy, or turning one thing into another. And so I think you need to take what you know and use it with the Queen of Wands. So that's definitely popping into my head. The middle of the month is definitely the time. Again, after the 18th, things are really good for you, Pisces. I mean, things should be good now. I mean, I'm not saying things are perfect, but things should be better than they were the first half of the year. And then once we get past the 18th, things really start to get better. So I would be taking action on things that you know. You have the Four of Wands. Four of Wands, of course, could be marriage. There's a little bit of love here if you want it. So if you want love, sure, there could definitely be a love connection coming in for you. You end with this card that I saw. It says financial freedom on it. And the Four of Wands is a card of freedom or setting yourself free. And I think that a lot of you could be clearing things up, or you need to clean things up, finishing up projects or things that you haven't completed yet. That's what I'm talking about. Those are the things I would complete. If there are certain things that you have not completed, I would do that, and I would make it happen. I also think that it's an amazing time. If there's anything you've ever wanted, Pisces, I think it would be an amazing time to commit to that. Let's say you've always wanted to have a six-pack, right? It's now is the time to commit to that goal and make it happen. But it could be any goal like that. If you have had a goal that you have never been able to accomplish, it's a really good time to commit to those goals and kind of make it happen. You have the Seven of Swords here. You do have the Seven of Swords in the Devil. Around this time of the year, the middle of this month, other people have had things about exes coming back and things like that. And again, you have the Seven of Swords and the Devil. Personally, I don't consider either card to be that bad, but I would be careful of any past inconsistent people or anyone who wasted your time or anything like that, because I feel this person is still just a time waster, basically, is what's popping into my head. And so I feel this could be a person who's maybe coming in to apologize or something, but it's I feel they still want to waste your time. So I would just be very careful of that. I don't think this person will ever change. So again, definitely something I would be careful of. On top of that, like I said, it is an amazing time for work for you, Pisces, and especially the rest of this month into July, the whole entire summer. But the Seven of Swords says you have to do things in your own unique way. He is stealing these swords from this army in the background here. I think the hardest part about being a Pisces right now is you probably do actually have really good ideas for work or business or whatever you're working on. It could even be personal things that you're working on. But the problem is you probably think that they're bad ideas because you've never seen it before or you've never done it before. That is your challenge. You have to prove to yourself and no one else. It's not gonna, it's you're only proving this to yourself here, Pisces, that your ideas are good ideas, and it's a big time for Pisces to do that. That's why I'm talking about it. So I would definitely do it. Let's see. With the King of Swords, you have the King of Wands. A ton of people here. I noticed it right off the bat when I started the reading. There's just like a ton of people cards in this reading. So you could be very popular in the middle of the month and towards the end of the month. It's a very social summer, so I think there's nothing wrong with socializing. This could also be love coming in for you. Sometimes I feel when I get the King of Swords with another person card, this is like love that's being revealed to you, or like you are becoming aware of a person that you don't really know yet. So King of Swords is like a person who you haven't talked to, and then they change into the King of Wands, and we go down to the Queen of Wands. We have divine counterparts. It's like you could be becoming aware of a new person. Yeah, with the Four of Wands, you have the Seven of Pentacles. It's like saying it's just time for change. It's time to move. When we are on this side of the Four of Wands, we are experiencing all the same stuff. We're doing the same thing in life. When we're on the other side and we are celebrating, we are experiencing new things. Seven of Pentacles wants us to change direction. He is looking at those Seven Pentacles saying, is the juice worth the squeeze? He's wondering, is it worth it to keep putting time, effort, energy into growing what he has grown, or is there something better that he could do with his time? With the Seven of Swords, you have the Four of Wands again. So marriage potential for sure for those of you that want love. I'm not saying you're going to get married this month, but you could be meeting a person that you could marry in the future. The Four of Wands is also like commitment. I do feel like you need to commit to something you're working on, for sure. Again, and especially with that, one thing I will tell you is we have that Saturn, Neptune, and Aries. And, Saturn, Neptune, and Aries, your second house, Pisces, has to do with your values, right? So one thing to be careful of over the next many years, Neptune will be there for 14 years, is if you start things and you don't finish them, then how you value yourself will go down, right? Because if you start to become someone who is not a finisher, then you are going to struggle. You need to tell yourself that you are a finisher over now, not even over the next 14 years. You need to start telling yourself you finish things right now. And even if you have to brainwash yourself into believing it, I think that's going to be very important for you. So I think, because that's where your value is going to come from. But, this doesn't even have to involve other people. This can be how you value yourself. And again, how you see yourself is very important. Next, in the area of what's coming in for you, you have the step out of your comfort zone card. Yes, and it's the North Node card, by the way, and you have the North Node in your sign. You have this Void Moon, of course. It says nothing will come of this situation. Again, I would be very careful of past comfort zones that are people, for sure. If you have a past person who's coming back, I would definitely be careful of repeating this cycle, Pisces, based off these cards. You have the Page of Swords, the Temperance card, and the Devil. Again, this could be a person who's been watching you, spying on you, waiting for the perfect moment to strike here, Pisces. So I would be careful of any past people, especially if they're immature or inconsistent, or just basically wasted your time in the first place. I would be very careful of that. The Page of Swords on the good side of things. I'm going to read this both ways because, I've basically already said what I wanted to say about this Devil, just so you know. Sure, people always ask me, why didn't you talk about that more? It's sure, I could waste 15 minutes talking about it, but it's just avoid it. There's nothing to say. This person is a bozo. They're popping into my head as a bozo, a time waster, a bad person. I don't know. I have nothing else to say other than to avoid it. So to talk about something else, I think that it's an amazing time for you to be curious. It's an amazing time for you to follow your curiosity. Again, you are going to be very innovative. Your ideas are very futuristic. Pluto and Aquarius in your 12th. People forget that not only is it innovation, but it's also creativity. And I think a lot of you, Pisces especially, could have these very successful creative ideas, these very successful kind of inspirational ideas, things like that. But you're going to have to be curious, and you're going to have to research those ideas and look into them and, figure out how to build them, whatever they are. And if you do that, it'll be very good for you, Pisces. You have the Temperance card. Temperance is a card of patience. I definitely don't think Pisces wants to hear the word patience right now for the entire summer, basically. So I don't know. I think you're going to be pretty fired up. I think that also, if you're not like moving, what I'm trying to spit out here is, what do they say? Idle hands or the devil's workshop or whatever, right? And so I would be careful of idle hands, having nothing to do. If you have nothing to do, I would like come up with something, right? I would like build a puzzle. I don't care what it is, but I definitely get this energy for you for the rest of the summer that you need something to like channel your energy into. I think that if you're just sitting around being frustrated, I can feel it, that frustration energy of just like, it's the frustration of feeling like you're not doing something. And I feel like if you channel that energy, you will be really happy that you did. It's like when we do things like that, as silly as it sounds, like doing a puzzle or something, when you channel the energy and you use it, that's where the good ideas come from. So, again, I would encourage you to do something, but I just get more like impatience, not patience, with the Temperance card in your reading, Pisces. You have the Devil. Like I said, I would be careful of the Devil person. You probably already know who this is for sure. But other than that, again, the Devil can represent trapped creative force. These people have these animal horns on their heads on the Devil. And the Devil represents needing to take that energy from your, kind of root chakra energy, bring it up to your head, and express it into the world. So it's an energy of using your creativity or using your creative force to be successful. And, I definitely feel you need to do that. With this Page of Swords, you have the Two Wands. Two Wands is about taking lead. Again, I got this feeling on the Four Wands that a lot of you could be having ideas, but for your life or things that you want to create, but there's, as I've said to you before, there's nothing to compare those ideas to. So, it's like your ideas, you might not think that they're going to work, or you might think that they're going to be impossible, but I don't know, I think you might surprise yourself if you get to work, Pisces. With the Temperance card, you have the Five of Cups. Yes, this person here is disappointed with these 3 cups, and now they need to be grateful for these 2 cups. The Temperance card has 2 cups, so I feel a lot of you, a lot of you could be letting go of a past disappointment. That's the other thing as well that's popping into my head. Like, if you have a past person here, like maybe this past person isn't coming back. Maybe you're just reminiscing. Maybe you're just thinking about them, and maybe you're finally turning around. Like, maybe you are finally moving past it, is kind of what the reading is saying. So that would be good too. Like, you're finally, letting something go. With the Devil, you have the Page of Pentacles. Yes, I think there's a new person coming in for you, and that's probably why the reading is saying don't repeat a cycle, because there's something like new and a lot better coming in for you. And, that's what I would pay attention to, is newness. I also feel like there could be some good news coming in for you. This could be a Capricorn as well. The Devil doesn't have to be a bad thing. Some of you might just be attracting a completely new person, and it could just be a Capricorn that's coming in. But the Page of Pentacles is usually like communication, so I do feel like this could start like with communication. Next, in the area of messages from your future self, you have this Clean It Up card and this To the Sea card. I think that, again, anything literally cleaning would be good for Pisces, and also cleaning up any vibrations around you would be good. So I am taking that card as like literally cleaning in every sense of the word, right? Keeping a clean environment could help. It's like, I know that if I have messes all over the place, it totally distracts me. So, definitely something to think about. But also your vibration, how you are reacting to things, the energy you're giving out, and all that other stuff. Again, the very hot-headed energy this summer. So I think people need to be like calm, cool, and collected, but it's very easy to get all hot and bothered right now. So I think like keeping, practicing cleaning up your vibration would be a good idea. The To the Sea card, says it's time for adventure. I do think it's time for adventure for Pisces, getting out, doing things. I think I said this in your June reading as well. I think it would be an amazing time for Pisces to do things like take classes, or, do things that they're more interested in, or join a gym or something, right? To just get out into the world. You never know what you might discover. You have the Six of Pentacles, the Knight of Wands, and the Queen of Wands. Six of Pentacles, like equal give and take. I feel like if you're looking for love, obviously, this is what you're looking for, is something that's more, equal give and take-y. Something where there's more, kind of like good back and forth between the two people, of course. The Six of Pentacles, I also feel, is a little bit of a motivator for you the rest of the month. Money looks, again, pretty good for you this summer. So what I would say is that I think that for some of you, you probably just have the desire for more. I mean, Saturn in your second house is going to make you more disciplined with your finances, with material goods, with things that you value as well. But I think it's also going to probably make you work hard, to improve your finances. And Neptune, I think it's kind of a blessing that we have Neptune then also Saturn there at the same exact time. I think it would be much, much worse if we just had Neptune going into Aries. I would actually be way more worried for the world if we just had Neptune going into Aries without Saturn. It's like Saturn is adding that much needed discipline. But what I would say here is that, again, you could be stabilizing your finances, but at the same time, I don't think Pisces wants stable finances. I think Pisces is going after exceptional results, so I feel that you're kind of trying to create more long-term success. You have the Knight of Wands. Yeah, again, adventure is going to be very good for you for into the foreseeable future. Going on adventures, having fun. Also, I would say that digging into mystery could be a good thing for you with this card. The Knight of Wands has these pyramids right here, and the pyramids represent mystery. But the card itself basically says that he doesn't just let something be a mystery if he doesn't understand it. He actually goes and researches it and figures it out. And so if there are any mysteries that you're looking into with that Page of Swords, I would say that go really looking into things and going on the adventure would be a good idea. You have the Queen of Wands. Again, we have divine counterparts in this reading for you, Pisces, with the King of Wands, Queen of Wands. So there could be a very fiery connection here. It's kind of funny because I do feel like you are very your cutoff game is strong right now. I feel like if you catch a whiff of just anything not being right in a connection, I think you're just out of here. So if someone isn't behaving properly, or if people aren't doing the right thing, I think you're just cutting them off very, very quickly. On a personal level, the Queen of Wands, she needs to be bold and assertive, and she really needs to go for what she wants. She has this sunflower right here, and the sunflower points towards the sun. And so she needs to move towards the sun, or towards her love, joy, happiness, peace, all those other things. And so I think it would be an amazing time for you to follow the sun, basically move towards your desire. The Knight of Wands basically says the same thing. The Knight of Wands, if he desires to do something, he just goes and does it. With the Six of Pentacles, you have the Five of Pentacles. Yes, I definitely feel like you are looking for more money. I don't feel too bad about this. Remember what I said about I was getting motivation on that Six of Pentacles? I kind of feel that these two are connected. It's there might be a little fear popping up here for you, Pisces, where you're fearing poverty, or maybe you're fearing that you're not going to have money, or that you're not going to be able to have money. I don't think that's true, but I do feel a little bit of it's fear motivation. I don't know how to say that for you. I don't always think that's a good thing, of course, because, I think we should watch our vibe, obviously. But at the same time, I think this could be something that's lighting a little bit of a fire under your butt, right? And getting you moving. So a lot of you it just seems to me like you're motivated to increase your finances. With the Knight of Wands, you have the Eight of Swords. Yes, this is which came first, the chicken or the egg, right? The Knight of Wands is needing to adventure. The Ace of Swords is Pisces saying, I can't adventure right now, for whatever freaking reason you're coming up with. The trick with this here is to do it anyway. So you might be saying, I can't go on an adventure. I can't do this. I can't do that. Your job is to do it anyway. Chicken or egg, right? The adventure has to come first. Then you will set yourself free, is what this is saying to me. So, I no excuses. With the Queen of Wands, you have the Queen of Cups here. I definitely feel like you need to follow your heart for sure at this time. The Queen of Cups, she really values what her heart is telling her to do. Her heart is guiding her in her direction, and that is the direction she moves in. Also, a ton of people in this reading. So, it might be important for you to put up boundaries this month, Pisces, because, again, there might be a lot of people who are wanting attention from you, or a lot of people who are wanting to surround themselves with you. And, again, I don't think this is a bad thing. I think it's just saying, make sure to have boundaries. Next, in the area of the good stuff, you have this financial freedom card. It says, when you're financially free, your lack of money no longer defines your limitations of your life. You have this decisions card. It says the first step to achieving your dream is committing to making them a reality. Yes. Definitely, I think there is a financial focus. We don't have a ton of financial cards in this reading, but there is like a financial focus to the reading. So a lot of you are doing things to become more financially free or to improve your finances. And I think it is probably time to take a step towards a dream. You have the Hangman, the Knight of Cups, and the Seven of Wands. The Hangman has learned everything he's going to learn from his situation. He's hanging from the tree of knowledge and wisdom. His head is glowing, and it is a Pisces card, and now he can move forward. So I feel that you know as much as you're going to know about something in your life, and it's like time to make your move. It's time to move forward with the Hangman. I feel like it's time to get unstuck. Really, I do feel the summer is, again, very good for Pisces. I feel like Pisces is kind of like unsticking themselves or getting unstuck this summer, which is good. You have the Knight of Cups. Knight of Cups could be a knight in shining armor coming in for you. So I do feel like there is love. Again, this summer is very good for you for summer. So if you want love, then I feel there could be like a knight in shining armor coming in for you. I feel like this would be a very fun person. I do get like a weird thing here, Pisces, though. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Remember what I said about your cutoff game being strong? I do feel like this could be a person, like I would communicate. It's like popping into my head that you could be meeting a person here where it's like maybe they do something, not like a bad thing. That's not what I'm talking about here, like cheating on you or something like that. That's not what I mean. But like maybe maybe they ignore you for a day or something like that, right? Maybe it triggers you, reminds you of a past situation. I would bring it up, right? But I would also, like, if you're enjoying this person, let's say you start dating a person this summer, I would communicate about it because I think it's just like a little thing. But part of me feels like like I said, your cutoff game is strong, which is not necessarily a bad thing right now. But at the same time, this could be a good person. They might just be having a weird day or something like that. So I would say don't take it too personally if something triggers you like that. But definitely love. You have the Seven of Wands. Like I said, this is partially where I feel your cutoff game is strong. Seven of Wands is a card of conviction. Seven of Wands says that you are kind of like sticking up for your beliefs, your convictions. You believe XYZ, and that's it. And I do feel like you're becoming more sure of yourself. I feel like you are. I feel there are a bunch of side effects to this Seven of Wands as well, Pisces. Like you are becoming more confident and like bold, and you're believing in yourself more. These are all good things that definitely I feel with that card. With the Hangman, you have the Five of Swords. The Five of Swords can represent separation or walking away from something. I kind of feel like some of you are walking away the winner. This is coming up in the good stuff. And this guy here is the winner, the guy at the front. So if you have walked away from like any past devils here with the Devil card, a lot of you could be being proven right for doing what you did. With the King of Cups, the Knight of Cups, you have the King of Pentacles. Definitely could be an earth sign that you are attracting into your life here, Pisces. Could be any sign, general reading, but you have a lot of earth. I feel like this person is very stable, kind of like secure, and just, the thing I really like about the King of Pentacles, I always say, is that he wants something permanent. He really wants to put the work in and make something happen. So, could be a very good connection. I also feel pretty good about your dreams. Again, you have this card that says the first step to achieving your dream is committing to making them real. You have that Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups is normally dreaming of what he wants out of life. The King of Pentacles is very good for wealth or wealth building, so you could be creating a lot of financial security. With the Seven of Wands, you have the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune is like a change in your fortunes, which is good. There definitely could be a positive change in your fortunes here, Pisces. Or things could just be turning in your favor with that Wheel of Fortune. I also just feel you're probably taking more control with that Seven of Wands. Because again, Seven of Wands like conviction. With the Wheel of Fortune, we have to we control the direction of the wheel. We have to, I always say we have to double down on the good stuff and get rid of the bad stuff right away with this card. So a lot of you could be just taking more control over your life. You have this August card, and this Man card. It says dealings or relationships with a man. This could be any gender, but you could be attracting a person in the month of August, or you could be dealing with a person in the month of August. You also have this May card and the Success card. So in the month of May, what were you thinking about? What were you planning? What were you working on? That's what I would be thinking about. I would go back to May and think about what you were creating and what you were doing. And then I would continue working on whatever those things are, because that's probably where success is going to come from. You have this vulture. It says depression, anxiety, worry that someone is against you. Yes, get out of your head. Again, we had Mars in Leo, for a very long period of time. It went retrograde there. And so we have to be careful of this type of thinking. You have this Valley card. It says deep personal strength and peace that assures success. So you could be developing a lot of peace and success in your life. You have this Elephant. It says a long journey, either physical or mental, will leave you wiser at the end. Definitely a good time for adventure, as we've already seen. And any adventures that you go on at this time would probably be very fulfilling and just very good for you in general. So I like this for you, Pisces. This looks very good. So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your week.